Every episode, I search all over the internet. I scowl over the internet. Stories that are weird, crazy, out there. This is Strange But True. Hey everybody, I'm your host Kai, and it's time for another Strange But True. And the first news story that we're going to do in this Strange But True video is about this Duke Dumont concert. He's an English DJ, I believe, and he was playing at Petco Park in LA. And it ended up drawing a crowd, but not for the reason. Like you'd think, oh, hey, it's drawing a crowd because this guy, musician is very talented and all that. But no. So it grew a crowd for actually the opposite reason. There was these two hot dog vendors. One was 21, I believe, and the other was 31 years old, and they got into a fight. And they got into the fight over the strangest of things, of whose territory it was to be slinging hot dogs. Like, you'd be like, oh, yeah, a concert. People be getting into a fight because of who's going to be slinging the drugs at this concert, that LSD dealer or that LSD dealer. But no, that's not at all what went on. Like, that would be more exciting and not so strange because you're like, oh, yeah, concert, people doing drugs and stuff, and that's what goes down. It's LA. No. Instead, what was going on is they were fighting over who was going to be the person slinging hot dogs. I didn't know that hot dog vending got that hardcore and got that gangster. Like, yo, homie. This is my turf. This is my turf. This is where I sell hot dogs. You can't be slinging hot dogs on this corner, homeboy. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm putting down, home fry? So in a press release, San Diego police told the CBS 8 that a group of food vendors got into a verbal argument resulting in 31-year-old being stabbed in the back. San Diego deployed pepper spray because, why not? I mean, at least they didn't beat him down. If it was LA police, they'd be So I was wrong. It was not a concert in LA. It was in San Diego, which makes sense because if it was in LA, it'd be like a drug fight going down and not hot dog vending. Video from on-scene TV showed multiple people being treated on scene by the San Diego Fire Rescue Department from pepper spray being deployed. So, we pepper sprayed these people. Can you, fix our mistake? And everybody's like, oh, don't be talking bad about the police. The fire department there's no song about fuck the fire department, but there's a song about fuck the police, and there's a reason for that, but we're not even going to get into that because this is not a political video. It's a strange but true video because that's what this content is. So, yeah. Apparently, they got into a fight over who was slinging hot dogs and who had the right to sling hot dogs at this particular concert. And so this next strange but true story, believe it or not, sounds like a Family Guy episode. You know that Family Guy episode where they're... Yeah, so where they're licking the toad. Well, apparently, there's actual toad licking going on. The National Park Service has added tongue contact with the Sonarian desert toad among its various warnings for park visitors. As we say with most things you come across in the national park, whether it be a banana slug, unfamiliar mushroom, or a large toad with glowing eyes in the dead of night, please refrain from licking. So, yeah, they're like, hey, don't be licking the toad. And apparently the reason these people are licking the toad is because despite the risk, some people have discovered that the toad's toxic secretions contain a powerful hallucinogenic known as 5-MeO-DMT, basically LSD, because if I remember right, DMT is short for LSD, so it's like some kind of LSD thingy. In recent years, smoking amphibian secretion has grown in popularity so much that the species is even considered threatened, at least in New Mexico, due to collectors that want to use animal for drug use. And the only thing I can keep on thinking about when I was reading this particular strange but true story is oh my God, this is literally the episode of Family Guy. Everybody's like, oh, the Simpsons predicted this, the Simpsons predicted that. Well, apparently now Family Guy's predicting things because people are literally licking toads. Just imagine that in the back of an alley. Yo, kid, you looking for some toad? Guy opens up the thing. Got some toad right here. What kind of toad you looking for? I got all kinds of toads. A number of public figures have reported experimenting with the toads extracted toxins. Boxing legend Mike Tyson. He doesn't need to be anything on anything. Mike Tyson can barely speak. Some researchers even begin to study for its potential therapeutic benefits. President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, has written about using it. Yeah, I'm not really shocked there that Hunter Biden is, licking toad. I mean, we all know about him and his contents of his laptop, right? So, anyways, that was off topic, but so really, that's not much of a shock that he wasn't. I just imagine this becoming a big thing, like instead of at Hollywood parties and LA parties of them like smoking marijuana or dropping LSD, or instead at like Woodstock like events, instead of like passing that out, they're like passing out the toad. You got a hippie's house, and the hippie's like, "Hey, man. You ever tried toad? I bet you tried LSD, marijuana, crack, cocaine, methamphetamines, popping pills, tripping on lean. But have you tried toad, man? Toad's like, will take you to a whole nother level. I was like one with God after licking the toad." So, yeah. But the National Park Service is like, yeah, don't lick the toad. You might be tripping balls for a little bit, but you're going to die because it's toxic. But, not that anybody's going to listen because, the FDA told people not to cook, the chicken and NyQuil. And I mean, I'm pretty sure, remember that video that I did, and they still did anyway. So I'm pretty sure idiots are still going to lick toads. So, yeah, that's that story. So this next story takes place in Benicia, California. And these two people did a bread kind of thing, and they call it pan solo because they used bread, and they created this huge giant bread thing where it looks like Han Solo in carbonite from Empire Strikes Back. It's a bakery in San Francisco Bay, and it's dubbed its 6 feet bread sculpture of the Star Wars character as he appeared after being frozen in The Empire Strikes Back. Hannah Pervin and her mother, Catherine Pervin, co-owners of the One House Bakery in Benicia, California, spent weeks molding, baking, and submitted the life-size sculpture using wood and 2 types of dough, including a type of yeastless dough with a higher sugar content, so it'll last longer. It says that basically the reason they did this is at one point while the person said it was particularly meaningful because she had contracted COVID-19 in January 2021 and lost much of her senses of smell and taste. So she had to find a joy in a different part of food, and that was really important to her. The sculpture is now on display outside of the bakery located about a half-hour's drive north of San Francisco. It was an entry in the annual downtown Benicia Main Street Scarecrow Contest. They're big science fiction fantasy fans, and so they entered another Star Wars themed creation back in 2020 featuring the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. Unfortunately, this creation is not going to last forever, and the dough eventually will be compromised and not eaten. And so I guess you could say, hey, you don't use the fork, Luke. Get it? Because, yeah. Well, anyways, here's a picture of it. So here's the picture. It's set up right outside the shop of where they have it at. And as you can see on the little chalkboard, it's like, our hero Han Solo has been trapped in Leavenite by the evil Jabba the Hutt. Get it? Because it's like a play on words there. But there it is. So it's pretty cool if you ask me. So we've had spaghetti sauce spill all over the street, the marinara video that I did. We've had sex toys spilled all over the highway. Now, a truck collision in Florida is a silver sea of beer cans. Yeah, you heard me right. So a Florida highway had to temporarily close after a semi-trailer carrying Coors, carrying cases of Coors Light crashed and turned the road into a silvery sea of beer cans. And the multi-vehicle crash occurred shortly after 6 a.m. in the South Bend lanes of Interstate 75, about 30 miles or 48 kilometers north of Tampa. The Florida Highway Patrol said in a news release. The pile began up when one semi-trailer clipped another while changing lanes. That forced one to brake, but failed to stop and collided with a pickup truck with another one of the stopping semis. And then there was beer cans everywhere. It's an alcoholic dream come true. Like some alcoholic in Florida is like, yes, I'm going to go grab Coors. Like, I wonder how many people are like running and they're like, I got to get that Coors. And they're just opening and the cops are like, you can't be doing that. And the Florida man's like, I can. And, guzzling it down. Failed to stop and was filled with cases of the Silver Bullet beer. Minor injuries were reported by the occupants of the pickup truck. The news release said the inside shoulder and travel lanes were open to traffic by 8:30 a.m. The rest of the high roadway was opened around noon, troopers said. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there was like some alcoholics trying to get there before they cleaned up so they could get that Coors Light spilled all over the highway. And I wonder what next story I'm going to have next when it comes to truck spilling stuff. Like I said, there was the one where there was marinara spilled all over the highway. And then there was the one where there was a bunch of sex toys spilled all over the highway, and now there's beer cans. Like, what's going to happen next? Like, I don't know. I hope there's another one, because this is just, if it keeps up, I could just make an entire strange but true series of random strange true stuff that gets spilled on the highway because semi-drivers can't drive their damn cars. I mean, trucks. So that's all we have time for this video. If you want to see more strange but true content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of future strange but true videos. As usual, there's the links in the description bar down below. Comment on what you thought of any of these stories. I'd love to hear your feedback. That's, like I said, that's all we have time for today. So thank you for watching. I've been your host, Kai. Until next time, peace out and stay strange.
I would like to begin with a poem in old-fashioned meter. Be good to us, and we'll be good to you.